Merry meet and welcome to Jupiter's Radiance. I'm Taylor, and today we're going to be talking about a spread that really just supports us with the changing energy whenever we set our plans and kind of seeing how it comes into fruition, because 9 times out of 10 it is manifested a little bit differently than maybe we had first intended or imagined it. So with that, let's go ahead and jump into it. So I like to call this spread Transforming Bud, and so we're still in that spring energy, and you may notice, especially any like berry plants right now, that, or maybe you've already seen it, the way how first when it comes up, it flowers, and then those flowers turn into the fruit. And so that's really what this is talking about, is like that, the way how plants will continue to change and evolve. And we're looking and using that as a metaphor for the way that we set our intentions and plans. So we have our first one here, which is going to be all about the root. So this is the first intention that you set. So this should be a very familiar energy card to you, because this is essentially like the idea that came from you. The seed you planted, right? But now there's roots, so it has a little bit more, there's more work that's been done to it. But then next we have the stem or stalk, and then this is exactly how it's grown. So the roots are going to be a lot more about where you come in and the activity that you've been using, but the stem and stalk is going to be how it has just naturally formed. And so maybe there might be some unexpected things here, or it might be a confirmation of things progressing as they need to be, kind of just whatever it needs to be for that moment, but that there's significantly less control over that. This is going to be number 3. This is going to, I call this the falling leaf. So what I mean by this is sometimes when plants are transforming that bud, is there's 2 ways that they do it, right? There's either these leaves fall away from it in order for that bloom to happen, or card number 4, we have the transforming, and it truly turns into like the flesh of the fruit. And so just paying a little bit more attention to exactly kind of those 2 different energies. So our falling leaf is going to be like, oh, this is going to give way, and being okay with what is going to be released, versus, oh, this is going to change. So both of these elements are disappearing, but they disappear in different ways, and kind of helping you prepare for that. And then of course we have 5, and I call this the true bud. So this is quite literally the outcome, but this is even further than you've imagined. So we started from your imagination, your idea from here, and then this is the actual fruition based off of the work that you and spirit, universe, however you choose to identify that higher energy, how you two have worked together, and what this manifestation is truly coming to look like. Now it is still a bud, right? So there is still some energy that there may still be change, but you're on the way to harvest is essentially what we're looking at. With that, let's go ahead and get started with our collective reading. And so we have our first card here. We have 5th chakra, Archangel Gabriel. So 5th chakra, as you can see, it is highlighted here, is our throat chakra. So this is letting us know that our original intentions and ideas does seem to be a lot around our expression and a very internal sense of self. Now for number 2, we have 19, rest and rejuvenation. Now this is reversed, so this is letting us know that kind of what you've seen happen is you weren't kind of able to sit back and be like, oh yes, I'm gonna do, I'll do Reiki on my throat chakra, or I will just write and journal and work on very much internal expressions. This quite literally was saying like, okay, you want to express yourself more, it is time to put yourself more out there. And so this is kind of the energy that you saw it transform into, saw your desire of expression transcend to, is that you were, I'm gonna say restless, not even because there is a little bit of like motivation on the other side of it, but the true energy is restlessness, to where like you couldn't help but move. Okay, so our falling leaf, we have the thinking man. So this is letting us know, and this deck does have genders in it. I personally believe that we hold both identities within us, and we kind of just land on a scale within it, however we need to identify. And so with that in mind, the thinking man, for some people this may represent a very literal person in their life that is going to be falling away, and a message for that one is, so you've been trying to express yourself a little bit more, a lot of times we'll allow someone else to choose how we express ourselves or what that expression is. And so the idea of this is that either this physical person is going to be falling away, or quite literally you're allowing your more mental self to fall away to become a little bit more receiving. So this is, you were very active in thought, but you also were very critical, is how it feels. And same, so if it was truly a person in your life and who is just critical and like taking control of the way you express yourself, this energy is falling away. So 4, we do have reverse yin yang. So on that same note, we have yin yang here, and with it in reverse is going to be closer to the yang energy, which is male energy. So very interesting. We're having a lot of, the other thing about male energy is that it is outgoing. So the female energy tends to be receptive, while the male energy is the one that is more putting out that energy. And so this very much does feel like someone external, like shame labels, someone else who has like shared what they think you're like and what you need to be. You're letting those ideas that did not originate from you fall away. So that's the key thing. So you may be like, I don't know who this is referring to. And so the other element of that message is it's referring to the voices that you have kept with you. Like, for instance, for instance, like my family has said like cruel things to me, and I've taken on those labels and been like, oh, I am this, and I've held on to them for so long, to where now I've only recently been like, oh wait, they said that in a moment when they were fearful and when they were feeling like that, not when I actually am that. Also, a lot of times adjectives are temporary and we tend to keep them with us, and we don't need to do that. We are always changing, and this is even a spread about change. So this is truly like negative thinking that is no longer benefiting you is finally falling away, and we're seeing you but you are seeing you take it and transform it into a much more creative space that you feel energized to actually speak up. So it's kind of like you're identifying yourself in this, but you have to be the one to do it. Like, you can't sit back and receive in this, you have to be active in it. And another message with this is it's saying like your activity takes over from this other person's activity. Okay, so our true outcome. Okay, so we have 25 deceit, but reverse. So our true outcome is that you are becoming more honest, not only with yourself, but with those around you. So I love that. So this kind of deeper manifestation, this kind of seed comes through as like, it was really more like, oh, I just want to express myself a little bit more. And then it turned into this adventure of saying like, oh, if I want to express myself more, I need to decide who I am and not let someone else choose that. And then once you know that, it'll become much more natural. And because it's so much easier to tell the truth because you don't have to make up something or pretend, right? And that's kind of the concept here, is like you're actively removing these blockages to where it just like flows significantly easier. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and leave it there. I really love this message for us this week because it's a lot less about the external and a lot more about how we're feeling internally and empowering us to gain the confidence that we need in order to move forward. So I really love this for our 3rd week of May spread. But as always, feel free to like and subscribe. Let me know down below how these are resonating with you if you're trying it with any of your own decks. And I will see you guys next time. Blessed be.